just going to do that here so we can take a look at it. If it's going to let me do that here. And when we're on our website, this is kind of what a sample of the website looks like. Again, my sample Rachel. Again, yours would say My Integrity if you're only a life agent. And this is what the information looks like. So it shows you a bunch of stuff on here. It has your contact information. Agents can sign in here. Not agents, excuse me. Consumers or prospects or leads can sign in here. They can schedule appointments with you. They can seek their address with you. So all sorts of things that your clients or prospects can do right from your website. And again, this comes with the software. You also get a free business phone number. This is important as well. It's based off of where you reside. So this agent, Rachel, is in Utah, so she has an 801 area code. But this business line is not something that you can alter. So this is a number that is given to you. However, you can forward it to your cell phone. You'll see right here that anyone that calls me on my business line can also forward to my cell phone. But this is a great thing. This is a number that's going to show up on your website. This is a number that you can give to your clients, prospects, or leads that is separate from your personal number. So that is also helpful. It also is great because anybody that calls you on this phone number automatically has that call recorded within the system. So it's going to record that call. We'll show you how that works in a minute. It's going to record that call. You can have that call transcribed into notes for you. So you can have notes of that call in the system. And it's just a great way to stay on top of things. It's like your own personal AI assistant that keeps track of all your phone calls for you. So I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that was available as well. If we come up here to calendar settings, this is where you can sync up your calendars. Now, again, guys, the stuff we're going over through right now is something you'll go to, every once in a while. It's mainly a setup type of a process. You're not going to go into this section into your account every day, but you are going to want to go make sure your profile is correct. And if you do want to use this system to sync with your calendar, it syncs with Google and with Outlook calendars today. Then you're going to want to go in here and get this set up. This is a one-time setup that syncs with your calendar and it walks you right through it. So this is a sample account. So I think we've connected and disconnected this sample Google account a million times. But all you have to do is connect account and it's going to walk you through it's like a screen by screen walkthrough of how to sync up your Outlook or your Google account. There's also a scheduler guide if you want to look at step-by-step instructions. It's right down below as well if you like to look at those while you're going through it. Very easy one-time setup. And then the last thing that I'll mention over here are our selling permissions. This is something where as we get going into this a little bit, if you are already synced, we're already synced with your Aristotle system. So if you should have the carriers and products that you do business with already in the environment. But if for some reason you feel like a carrier is missing or a product you sell isn't showing up in here, you can always go to selling permissions and simply go down here and add that product if you need to, if for something's missing. But again, you guys should be pretty set. Just want you to know that's available if you need it. So now that we've talked a little bit about the basics, I want to talk about some of the main CRM tools or CRM functions that are a part of this system. When you first log in, you're going to see something called your dashboard, and this is the main screen that you get. I have a bunch of stuff in here again because I'm logged in as a test or a sample agent. This is all just going to be your information. So if you're new, you're not going to see a whole ton of stuff in here probably quite yet. But ready to connect, calendar, unlinked connections, health SOAs only shows up if you are doing Medicare business. It will not be here if you are not. So just kind of keep that in mind. Your unlinked connections, this is a really cool feature. So remember how I just told you had that phone number that you have over in the profile area? Well, if someone calls that number and it cannot find that contact in your client section, that doesn't mean it's not going to still record the call. It just means, Jake Christensen called me. I haven't put Jake in as a prospect yet in my system. It's still going to record that call for you, store it in unlinked connections to remind you to go in and associate that with the person, to remind you to go in and get Jake set up as a client or a prospect in your environment. So that is what that is here for. And again, you can download the call. It's just making sure you never miss anything, even if you haven't yet had a chance to put the client in your system. If the client was already in your environment, it would have just synced that to their phone number, right? It would have seen, oh, 801-111, that goes to Jake, and it would have put it right on their account. So it's all done by their phone number. My sample account is really terrible about doing their calendar follow-ups. As you can see, they have almost 1,300 follow-ups that they should have done. I know that will never ever happen to any of you as an agent on this call, but for my sample account, this is just where you can go to look at all of the things that you need to do that were set on your calendar. One of many areas you can find stuff for your calendar. You also have an entire calendar tab where you can go in and look at everything on your calendar from a calendar view. You can also go in and add reminders, add everything that you want, configure something else, add all your appointments here. So you have different ways that you can add to your calendar. Anytime an appointment is set on your calendar, once you've synced it, it's going to show up on this calendar view as well. So just wanted to let you know that even though you're on dashboard, you can see calendar things you need to follow up on. That's showing you what you need to do, or in this case, what's past due. And you can also access it here. So just wanted to let you know that. And then ready to connect our leads that may have been purchased through our lead system and can show up here to connect as well. I'm going to scroll down. Oh, over on the right hand side, I am going to let you know these are just various contact types. So if it's a new contact, if it's someone you contacted, if they're engaged, meaning you're actively working with this individual, if they purchased a product from you, then they're now a client. There's loyal, lost. You can use these how you want. There's not a right or wrong way to use these different types of ways to classify a contact. As I scroll down a little bit more, you'll see something called application snapshot. So Integrity has done a really great job of working with all of our insurance carriers in order to get downloads of information on products you've sold from them and displaying them in this system. So right now, just to kind of let you know where we are today, this application snapshot is showing some policies that maybe came down that you got paid on that it couldn't find a match for in the system yet. We are drastically enhancing this as we speak for the life side. So give us another month or so, and we're going to do another training on how cool this feature is for life. It's really cool for health right now. But right now on the life side, we are almost finished with the project where with our top 20 carriers and Integrity, we get their production downloads loaded into this system every single night. And what that means is if you submit a policy to, let's just say to F&G today, or to any of your carriers or nationwide anybody today, when you submit that e-application through this system, the next day it's going to automatically show up in this environment, tell you the status, the mode, the modal, what the status is, if it gets paid, the paid date, all the relevant information we need to manage a life insurance case that today you're having to go to each individual carrier's websites to follow up on what's going on with that case. It all gets loaded right here to Integrity Connect. So this is like my favorite project we've been working on, and more to come on that as we get this further and further developed. So you're going to start to see some things here, but it's not going to be as fast and as daily as it will be here in just a couple short weeks, I hope. We're almost there. And then last is just recent activity. This just shows you what you've been working on in a given time period. We're going to go in and spend a little time on clients. So clients, these are everybody who you classify as someone you want to work with. We call it clients, but it's really prospects, leads, existing clients, lost clients, anybody that you're wanting to have in your database to potentially sell more insurance to. So there are a couple things you can do from here. One of them, search for existing contacts. We pulled over your information from Aristotle. So you will have information in here on folks that were in Aristotle. So you can search for existing. You can manually add a new guy, just add one new person by clicking add new, or you can hit import and import a list of contacts that are in a CSV file. So what you can do is it's going to allow you to download a template right here in the top right corner. You'll download this template, place anybody that you want to in that template format, and drag it, drop it right here, and it will load all of them at once. So you don't have to manually type in these additional contacts. There's some kind of helpful hints down here. What fields are available? How do I, how many leads can I do at a time? So it gives you some helpful hints as you're going through there. But it really is just a way for you to mass import clients that are already in here from Aristotle. When I go back to my main screen here, I've got a couple of other things that I can do. So in this example, I'm just going to go ahead and click on an individual here. And this is my main contact screen. So in this case, I have information listed here. I have information on tags that I can create for them. I have contact information. All the stuff I've entered in about them is listed here. I also can invite them to get synced with my website. That just sends this client an invite to my website. So that's a great way to do that. Legacy Safeguard is the free funeral planning service that we offer that you can do that as well. Calendar, another spot for calendar. So not only can you look at your calendar holistically, you can also set a follow-up or a calendar reminder or something just for this individual. So in this case, just for Marie. And it's going to have all the reminders you've set for Marie here too. Activities are going to show all the things that you've done with Marie and when. You can see there's outbound calls recorded, there's address was updated. It keeps track of this. And then you can enter in any note that you need to as well. When I go up a little bit higher, you can see there's some tabs across the top. Connect. This is where you can text, call your client. Again, SOA is only if you sell Medicare. But here you can text your client from here or call them. Remember, all of this gets recorded. So this is just where you can do that. We have an amazing documents piece, which you can also have, your clients can also upload documents right from your website. So it's a secure portal for you all to be able to have documents stored somewhere, right? So like if you need to store your client's will, their illustration, their trust, their financial documents, something along those lines, this document area allows you to do that. And it's done in a secure manner so you know that you are compliant in storing that sensitive data. So this is where you can go in and simply click the upload button and upload a document and classify it. The system, as I click on upload here for a second, it asks you to drag and drop it in here. There is a component of AI built in here as well. So it's going to scan your document and try and give you kind of an idea of, or tell the system an idea of what type of document this is for classification purposes. So that's on our documents. Products is going to be super important for you when we get that product information completed, because guess what? Every policy you've ever sold for Marie is going to automatically download in here. So you're going to have their history of all their products that are out there and in force. You can also do a medical profile if you choose. These are just fields. You don't have to do this. And you can also do a dime needs financial analysis if you would like to. Getting their debt and income, mortgage, education, and assets to help them know how much life insurance they need. Again, these are all just options for you if you'd like to do it. So that is kind of where a lot of this information about your contacts is stored. You'll also notice along the bottom as I kind of hover my my cursor, there are a couple buttons that really stay and appear on all screens. One of them is this little question mark button and this little I button. The I button, if I click on it, is Ask Integrity. This is the built-in AI tool that comes with the system. So Ask Integrity Guys, it allows you to ask the system anything, right? Map me to my client's house, summarize my last phone call with them, tell me what products they own. Anything that you want to do, you can ask Integrity and it will search this database and pop out the answers for you. So it's really, I encourage you to play around with this. It's a really powerful AI tool built in. And then the other one here is the question mark is for the technical support desk. So if you get stuck somewhere, you can't access something, you've tried and tried, you can't figure out something, you need some help, you can simply click on that and it is an online chat where you are able to actually talk with people. And they are real live help support desk staff. We've got some of them on our call today manning the chat.
Some of them here,
And
yeah.
I know, right? And they are happy to help answer your questions. The live chat is available during more traditional business hours. So like, your 8 to 5, they are open on Saturdays as well for some times. But if you ever need to reach them after hours, you can still put information in the chat and they will just get back to you when they are back in the office. So if it is kind of after hours, you can still ask those questions. You might just not get an immediate answer. All right. Sorry, my video is being weird. I turned it off and on. Okay, so that's this. Now we're going to get to one of the coolest parts of the system, which is quoting and applying. So quoting, there are two ways to quote a client or quote an app for an application in here. One of them is using the quick quote, and one of them is using start a quote. So if you are working with a client, you're working with Marie here, and you want to do a life insurance quote, you can click start a quote right from Marie's record. And if you do it here, it's going to pull over Marie's name, her age, her birth date, her location, state, all the stuff that you've already entered about Marie. However, if you've got someone on the phone and you just want to run a quick term quote, you don't have all this information yet, you don't even know if they're going to be a good prospect or not, you can just do a quick quote and just enter in some quick quoting numbers without having to enter in any client information. So either or work. They're going to both look the same. So I'm just going to do it from here to show you what it looks like. So you're going to get a button here called Life, Health, and Wealth. It's going to show those three based on what product in the profile you told the system you sold. If you sell life products and health products and wealth or annuities. So our annuities are under wealth. And so that's how it knows what's going to show here. If you don't sell health and you mark it off on here, we'll never see health here. But if I go in to the life side, these are the products that we can quote on here. Again, looks the exact same on quick quote. We have final expense, fully underwritten term, simplified term, fully underwritten IUL, and simplified IUL. So I always like to tell everyone the difference between the simplified and the fully underwritten in case you're unsure. So our fully underwritten term and fully underwritten IUL, or a lot of what you all sell today, these are the products that go through a bit of an underwriting process or more of an accelerated underwriting process. They're the products that have higher face amounts, so they can go up into the millions of dollars rather than just a couple $100,000. The simplified IUL and the simplified term are those instant issue term or instant issue, instant decision IULs that are lower face amounts, a little bit higher premiums, and you get a decision right in the e-app. So for simplified IULs, Americo has a simplified one. Mutual of Omaha has an IUL Express. Transamerica has a simplified IUL. For like NLG and for Nationwide and for all those others and for F&G, they're all found under the fully underwritten section. And then we also have fully underwritten term. So we're going to take a look at what these look like. So when I click on fully underwritten term, it's pulled over this information because it pulled over whatever I had in Marie's record. So in the state of Georgia, her birth date, all that information. If I did a quick quote, all this would be blank and I just fill it out. So that's kind of how this works. So we're going to do that. I'm going to change her birthday and just make her a little bit younger. And then they're non-tobacco user. And then I'm just going to go ahead and hit next. The height and weight are not required. However, we do have the height and weight charts built in here. So if you do put their height and weight and they're outside of the underwriting guidelines for a carrier, you won't see that carrier in this quote. And then you can do up to 3 death benefits. So I defaulted to 500,000. If I want to see a 250,000 and maybe I want to see 750, I can put up to three and I can pick how I want to quote this. Do I want to quote it standard, standard plus, preferred, preferred best, whatever you're looking at. And you can also add riders if you want. And then you can do the term length, whether you want a 10-year term, 20 or 30, whatever you're looking for. And then you hit quote. And when I do that, it's going to pull back my numbers. Now, you're going to see in this example, it's showing me all carriers because I'm in a test site. You will just see the carriers that are associated with HGI and with your organization under Aki. So you're not going to see like every carrier under the sun. But fully underwritten term, these are my sample carriers I have. It's going to list them all here. It's going to show what they look like, and I can go on and take a look. I could then look at my coverage for 250 or my coverage for 750 as well and see what that's going to cost people. So you can do some comparisons. And then you can make any other adjustments that you need over on the right-hand side here. So if you want to change it to preferred and see what preferred rates are or whatnot, or change it to a 20-year term, you can do all of that. And then what's great about here is once you are done and ready to move forward, you can simply click the apply button. And when you click the apply button, it is going to automatically launch you into that carrier's e-application. So I clicked Corebridge, so I'm going to select a Corebridge term product here. And as you can see, guys, I am now in Corebridge's e-application. Here we are. It is pulled over me as the agent, my information, as the insurance agent. It's pulled over the client's information, their date of birth, their age, their gender. It's pulled over the state and the product. It's even pulled over what I selected. So I did select a term with Corebridge. And now, guys, you're just in their website. You're in the carrier's e-app. You've now, if you actually take a look up here, I'm going to move my bar here. If you take a look up here, you'll notice that I can still click right back to Integrity Connect because it's launched a new window for me to go into, in this case, iPipeline, because that is who Corebridge uses for their e-application. If I go through here and I decide I don't want that, I can always go back here and select another carrier if for some reason something's going south with that carrier. But you have the option to do that. So guys, this is a game changer here because not only can you quote all of your insurance products right from here for free, but you can also apply for coverage for all your insurance carriers right from here for free, all in one site, all in one spot. No longer do you have to go to different carriers' websites, figure out, remember your login to that website, figure out where their e-app's located. It's all done in one spot, and it even logs you right into the e-app, which makes it even more cool. So this is a piece of the platform that is used a ton. This is also the piece of the platform that applies to that $1,000 contest that we have going on with you that Brian Adams talked about from the stage at your conference. So in order to qualify for this contest, it is when you actually go into Integrity Connect, just like we did, quote your products and apply for the coverage through the system. And if those cases get issued and paid with the carrier, they get counted towards this contest. And so you have 10 applications that you need to quote and apply through this system and get issued and paid at the carrier in order to earn that $1,000. And the contest started the day of your convention and it ends 12 weeks after that. So not till, I believe, October sometime. So you've got some definite time to earn that extra $1,000 that will get paid directly to you. So if I go back here, I'm going to just go back real quick and go back into my quoting area just to show you another quick thing here. You also can quote your IUL products. So when I go into IUL, you're going to see accumulation or protection products. So when I go in and select my protection product, it is the same kind of thing, guys. We're just getting some information. And it's going to pull over stuff that it wants. So if I want to do a $500,000 death benefit for an IUL protection, you can do max illustrated 5%, whatever you want to do. What it's going to do is it's going to, again, it's pulling up what I would call really this kind of quick quote of what it's going to on average cost you. You have not actually run the actual illustration yet for IUL. right? It's doing a quote, it's doing a summary of on if with the basic field selected, this is what it would be. You'll see F&G Nationwide, any carriers that you sell. And then you do have the option right from here to click on this link and log right in and do their illustration. So if they use WinFlex, some of these are set up in my sample account, so I know this one is. But if the carrier is on WinFlex, it will just automatically log you into WinFlex for you to run your illustration. If they're not on WinFlex, it will just take you right to that carrier site to access their illustration on whatever software vendor or tool they use to do their illustration. But the same thing applies, guys. You simply just click apply and it brings you right to the carrier's e-app. The exact same thing as term. It all works the same. So we are very, very excited about this. We have so many people that love, love, love this tool. One other quick feature, if you is just a little bit different. If you do sell any of the simplified products, like you do want to sell a simplified term or a simplified IUL, the one thing to keep in mind here is since those products are all based off of really black and white criteria, they're instant decision, an underwriter never looks at them. You can put in clients' health conditions here for those simplified products, and it will automatically weed out all of the carriers that aren't going to be a good fit for them so that it will only quote the carriers that are going to be a good fit for the health conditions your client has. And again, that's important for those products that are instant decision, since an underwriter never gets a chance to look at them. They're so black and white. We want to make sure that if you do sell an express IUL or an express term or final expense, that you make sure and put the client's health conditions in there so it only shows you the carriers that are a good fit. Okay, so that is a really great area that we have. The production area is going to be something, again, we'll go through as soon as we have all of our production data loaded into the system. Right now, it's mainly health data because that's where we started, but the life data will be there real soon. And so I will definitely do another session on production. We'll also do a deep dive on marketing, but this doesn't mean that you guys can't go in here and start playing around with marketing right now. Marketing really is here to have you be able to mass communicate to your clients without having to send one-off emails, right? So you can go in here and create campaigns. Campaigns are really simple at this point. They would be things as you get started, you'll see all these birthday campaigns that are samples out here, right? That is a great one to get started with. Holiday cards are great. Different holidays you can send them cards on. And it would send them either a text or an email on their 2 days before their birthday or a couple days before the holiday. And it's just something that you can set up one time. And as long as you put your client's birth dates in here, you're automatically going to get a touch point from you on their birthday without you having to remember to do anything. So those are some of the simple ones. As you get going, we're continuing to expand this and do more and more details onto life marketing. So when the production stuff goes in, there'll also be shortly after some detailed marketing information that will go in about life production and being able to like do marketing around your data. So think about when we have all this carrier data in here, we'll know every time a case what date it was paid. So you'd be able to automatically come in here and create a campaign on the policy anniversary. So you could follow up with your clients on the anniversary of their policy, make sure nothing had changed. All sorts of different things that we'll be able to do in here when that date is here shortly. But you guys have a lot of stuff to get started with. So to kind of recap what we talked about, and then we've got a couple other things before I turn it back over to Aki. But the couple quick things. Make sure you go in. Number one, get your profile set up. Make sure everything's there that you want it. Sync your calendar, check out your website, all that stuff. Number two, play around in contacts. Entering in new contacts that may not have come over from your Aristotle system. Start working your business out of here. Number three, quote and apply, quote and apply, quote and apply. Earn that $1,000, guys. Go in here, quote your products, apply for your coverage. This really is your one-stop shop. There is no need to have to go out to all these carrier websites anymore for this. So start going in here, quoting and applying. Remember to use Ask Integrity and our help support over here if you need anything on the right-hand side as well. It does, this system, I almost forgot, it can also be in Spanish. So if you click on this little button that says English, you could also click a button to turn it into Spanish. So if you're a native Spanish speaker, you could have this environment be in Spanish. Those are the only two languages we have today, but we're always looking at expanding and doing different things. A couple of other things I just wanted to make note of here, are down below, our learning area. Learning is where you can go in and see some different software trainings that have been going on. For you guys, under Integrity Connect webinars is the best place for you to go. You can listen to webinars, simple things like I've just been talking about now. So my team has gone out there and recorded all sorts of different things. So if you want to get some additional training, you can go into our webinars. My team is also working to really add more live content here. So you'll see this growing and expanding over the coming weeks. Another area I wanted to mention to you all is View As. This becomes really important if you work, like if you work with an assistant or a business partner, or you work with somebody where you share a book of business. So for example, if I have an assistant and my assistant helps me do quotes, my assistant enters in data in my environment for me, you can go in here and add an individual that can have access to your Integrity Connect environment. So they can help you run quotes, they can help you enter in data, that kind of stuff. They are not able to sell insurance. So anybody that has View As privileges would not, they'd be able to quote, but they would not be able to apply for coverage because that is reserved for licensed agents. But this is important because we do have multi-factor authentication at time when you log into this. So you want to make sure and give someone else access, set them up here, super easy to do. And then the last thing I want to mention is My Benefits. We have spent a lot of time promoting this here within HGI and Integrity. This is where you all can go in and get a bunch of savings on a bunch of stuff. First and foremost, Integrity is the only organization that offers health insurance to agents that are independent agents in the field, whether you're full-time, part-time, or anything in between. If you do not have health coverage, you can go and enroll in coverage here for you and your family. It is for both. So you can hit the enroll button. This is administered by a third party. So they'll walk you through the system will walk you through the setup. There's a phone number you can call as you're walking through if you get stuck on anything. But it is an awesome service that is available to you with cheaper rates than you can get on the exchange program. So very excited to be able to offer this to Integrity agents in the Integrity family. You can also get cheaper E&O insurance. E&O insurance is right here. I know many of you have annual coverage, and that coverage generally comes up in September, October for a lot of folks, so, or August even. So you check this out and see if you can save some money on your E&O insurance. And then you can also just go in here, guys, and save on a lot of things. You can save on car rentals, on airfare, on hotel rooms, on office supplies. Even on tickets to Disneyland and Nike apparel and really everything under the sun, you can get a discount on. The power of Integrity allowed us to kind of work with these big brands and get a lot of big discounts on big names that you love and really help you save money on your business so that if you need to travel, or you need to buy office supplies, always check here first because you will be able to get it for cheaper than if you just like walk into Staples on your own. Okay, Jake, anything you want to mention before I turn it over to
Whew.
Aki? I covered a whole lot in 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Other than I'm not used to people being able to ask questions faster than I can answer them, even a
Nice.
big group like this. So kudos, people have been able to stay just ahead of me. So I'm in the Q&A answering and the team's answering in the chat. Hopefully we're getting to everybody. Everyone should be able to see answered questions as well. I think I made those public in the Q&A. If anyone wants to go back and see if a question was answered. Um, so Kelly and I have co-presented this a lot. Kelly's presented and done these trainings a lot. We love what we've been able to build, and we love continuing to build it. So she mentioned some features that just launched. We launch things fast. We have new features come out fast. We have enhancements come out fast. So as you guys get in and use it, please provide feedback. Send it to whomever with Aki and team. You can send it into us through the support channel as well as any of the contact information that you have here. We love to hear from people ideas and things to improve it. 95% of the things you see in here come from ideas that we were provided by agents. And I'll give a shout out to Aki because there's actually a feature that we designed with him like a year and a half, 2 years ago that hasn't launched yet. That every time we have these conversations, like I'm so excited for that intake to launch because that has all this great insight that we got from Aki. So we're excited to keep going with this, and we love where it's at, being able to give you guys a some powerful tools free of charge. This was mentioned in the chat. We care collectively that agents succeed and are able to write more business. That helps everyone from the consumer, the client, all the way up. And so, unlike others like software services you might try and get, we don't charge for it because we want the success to be available to everyone. So that's what I'll
Absolutely.
share.
Yeah, Jake and
Thank you.
Kelly.
And Aki, I did record this, so I will send this out to you when it is all done so that you can distribute. And, we have a team here to support you. As I mentioned, we have Mitch, Lauren, and Casey. They are my team that can, help do some smaller trainings and things. So if you have the need to get in more nitty gritty, or you have a large team of your own that it wasn't able to be on this call, just reach out to Aki. He can kind of help coordinate this with us because we'd be happy to do some more trainings like this we usually do trainings for, 20, 30, 40, 100, groups like that. We'd be happy to help instigate that for those that were not able to be on this call, or for those of you that need a little bit extra attention. We'd love to do that.
Kelly, before we end this call, I have two things. If you can spend a couple of minutes on explaining the Legacy Safeguard program, I think it's a great feature. If
Yeah.
you can just explain the nitty-gritty of it.
Absolutely. So let me get back in here. So you can access Legacy Safeguard right from within Integrity Connect. You just go right into the clients area, pick a client, and then it's right here. So what Legacy Safeguard is, if you click this little sign up here, all it's going to do is it's going to ask you to enroll your client, and it's going to give you information here on what this is. So Legacy Safeguard is a free service that was created by Integrity to help your prospects, leads, and clients with their last wishes. Right? So it is a service where they can go in here, they're going to fill out some information. It is free to them to enroll with them. And your clients are able to do things like set up information around what their usernames and passwords are around different websites so that their loved ones know what they are, what their final wishes are, anything to do with their will and trust. There's a whole bunch of things that are a part of Legacy Safeguard that go around helping your clients prepare and have information in place for their loved ones if something were to happen. And so this is where you can go free of charge to get your clients access to that information. And if you look at here, it's just going to tell them, it's going to sign them up. It's going to automatically put their information from the system in here. And you can add their spouse's information if you want to. And it's got your information. And then it's going to go in and submit this information so they can get all this great material.
That's amazing feature, Kelly. People spend a lot of money, hundreds of dollars every year just to maintain that safeguard. I myself own something like that, a virtual vault, for many, many years, and I know how much I'm paying per month. I think I'm paying $35 per month just to add
Yep.
that service.
And you don't need to do that anymore with this. So yes, I encourage you to, if you've never looked at that, you can even look it up online, learn more about Legacy Safeguard. It's in here. It's also in our learning area. So if you go back to this agent portal, you'll find some stuff on Legacy Safeguard in the learning section as well.
That's awesome. And one last thing from either you or Jake can help is the exclusive integrity benefits. I know we are at top of the hours, but if you can spend few minutes, because I want everyone to take advantage of this. This is not offered by, in my opinion, by any company out there. So this is a great
Nope.
feature. If you can spend a couple more minutes to share the insights with us.
Yep. So this is where you can go. So the exclusive benefits, as we kind of mentioned a minute ago, here's where you go to enroll in your health plan. Again, so excited about that. So you can get health coverage if you don't have it. We are the only group that offers this out there for independent agents to be able to get health insurance and E&O, as well as this start savings area. I'm going to continue in here. So aside from being able to sign up for health insurance, aside from being able to get cheaper E&O insurance, you're also able to save on a lot of stuff just by going in here. Exclusive benefits, discounts on travel, discounts on office supplies. You can search for different things out here. You can look at all summer deals, auto deals. They're honestly, you
Discounts
can
on
sort by
Disney,
category. It's everything under the sun you can
Disneyland.
save money on. I
My
don't
my
know how
my
to
wife
even
and
tell
kids
you
love
what you,
that one.
I should say, what can't you save money on? Because it really is
Yeah.
everything.
And I have seen Kelly because I personally used and few of our team members have used. So the most recent one of our team members, his name is Amit Atkarkar, and he used it at Enterprises and he was surprised because he
Yep.
has a discount code from his company that he worked for, a big IT firm, and he said that discount, what an integrity plan has offered, is about almost 48%. And the other one was about 25 or something. So the savings were literally double. And I
Yep.
have personally experienced that. So I encourage everyone to take benefit of it because it's available for all of you. And one question, Kelly or Jake, who can qualify for this? Anyone who is a part of HGI or they need to have an NPN number? I think that clarity will help a lot of people to understand.
Yes, absolutely. So, in order to gain access to this system, to anything we've been talking about today, you do have to have an NPN number and be associated up underneath HGI. Yes, so you do have to have that active NPN number with integrity. So, yep, and that's the only thing you have to have is your NPN and be licensed to sell business, and then you're able to come in here and have access to everything we've talked about today for free. A couple of other things that I love to highlight on this benefit portal is where I hear a lot of people, aside from like savings on hotel rooms and rental cars and things like that, if you're going to travel to any theme park, make sure you go here first. You could save to pretty much Disneyland, Disney World, Epcot Center, all of them under here. We've seen a lot of folks save on that. And we actually had someone say that the flowers area I know is a big discount too when you're sending flowers to your loved one to a wedding or to someone's birthday or something like that. So lots of fun things out here. I encourage you before you buy to come out here and check it out.
That's awesome, Kelly. I'm very excited for all that. And also, friends, E&O, because there's a huge savings on the E&O part of it. I want everyone to look into it. Actually, this is an Amazon jungle. There needs a lot for you to explore. And just don't get
Yeah,
lost somewhere between lost and found. There's a lot of stuff over here. Don't get overwhelmed. They are there to help us every step of the way. But Kelly, Jake, I really appreciate it. I'm sure we'll be having many more this kind of webinars and series of webinars to make sure that our agents understand and take the maximum benefit of it. And quickly, if you can spend about 30 seconds, I know your team has to leave. And first of all, thank you so much for spending this time after hours. I know how busy you guys is.
absolutely.
But tell us how it is helping because when I was in Dallas at the home office and when we discussed using Integrity Connect, there are a lot of people, their score has went up, which Brian also shared with us. If you can spend some
Mhm.
light with the agents who have started using how they see the benefit and how the business grows.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah,
Jake loves to talk. I'll let Jake talk
I
about
do.
this, and he's over all of our reporting, so he can really give you a lot of great details on that.
Yeah. And you're talking about like the performance and things like that. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So as I said, we care the most about, I mean, there's lots of cool software, lots of cool things we can do. We care the most that it helps people succeed in their careers, build a business, build their downlines, build their career. And so we watch very closely on everything we launch. Does it help people sell more? Does it help them succeed? And so we have several years worth of analysis we've done. Agents that are using the technology versus just using carrier sites in a CRM or using other technologies. Agents that use it write 80% more than those that don't. And we see that they tend to be more comfortable writing more carriers because it's all in one place like this. Build better relationships because you have the communication, so you retain better as well. So we've seen a lot of success for people coming out of just jumping in here and using the tools we put in one place.
And
And
it's also, Aki, really great because as a new agent, especially, I know a lot of you on this call start out as part-time. You've got a lot of responsibilities and a lot on your plate. With Integrity Connect, it really takes kind of that confusion away because everything can be accessed in this spot. So if you go to Integrity Connect, you can do all of your client management, your quoting, your carriers. You don't feel so overwhelmed on all these different places you have to go to do one simple task. So it really especially helps in recruiting and with new agents in being able to have a system like this.
this
Mhm.
is fantastic. And Jake, you said that percentage was 80% more. That
80,
is
yeah, 80.
incredible.
You are
Because,
just so much more efficient. That's the biggest thing.
Hmm.
People just can get so much more done in less time.
wow,
Yep,
that's fantastic. And isn't it? We are just getting started.
It
yeah,
is. You got it.
yep.
So we are very excited. So, friends, let's learn, let's grow, and let's build our future together. And let me tell you, the technology will not replace relationship, but it will definitely help us to build more relationship because we'll have more time. And this will not replace our passion as well, but this will help us to build more productivity and what we can take advantage of it. So, with a perfect leadership format system, with Hubert, and now with Integrity Connect and the entire team behind it. I mean, I should be changing these glasses to sunglasses because the future is so bright. I can see it. So I'm very excited. But thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Jake, and the entire team for doing this webinar. And we will have much more webinars and other help from Integrity. I'm looking forward to it. But thank you for sharing your life with us. It means a lot to all of us. And I can tell you on behalf of this great team, they are very tech savvy, majority of them.
Yep.
They understand this, and they'll be taking the maximum benefit of it. And you will be surprised that we will be dominating in the Integrity Connect area because I know my team's potential and that
I
they
have
are
no
capable
doubt.
of that. And they were
I have no
waiting.
doubt, Aki. We are already, in fact, Amber and I were talking, who runs our whole entire support area. We're talking today about how much engagement your team has already had in this short amount of time that we've launched. And so I
Yeah.
have no doubt that you guys are really just going to kick butt at this system.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
I'm pretty sure you guys won because we look at the registration numbers right after events. I think you guys won that from anyone that we've done. So kudos.
Nice.
That's awesome. And I say this in a very constructive way, not in a destructive way, but we are not here to compete. We are here to dominate. Okay, so
Yep.
That's awesome.
we'll make
And
sure.
I want to pay your whole team $1,000, man. Well, not me personally, but I would love them all to win the contest.
I told Brian, I said, Brian, before you announce the $1,000, you better check the budget because I know my people. They're gonna be on top of
I'm
it to
super
make
excited about
sure.
it.
And he was like, Aki, just bring it on. We have unlimited resource. And he was always there. And his presence in Convention of Champion means a lot because I know how busy he is and how many
Yeah.
companies and organizations that is part of Integrity. But out of all that, not only he was there, but he just got all of you over there. And that means a lot with your presence. So thank you for being a
Yeah.
partner in our success. And this tool was long awaited. We were waiting for this for a very long time. And the feature, Jake, that you talked about that we built together, I'm sure they'll be more excited. It will be
Yeah,
launched in
I'm
what,
excited about
maybe a week or maybe a month or 2 months.
it. Soon. I actually just I was explaining it to our COO just recently. It's I mean, not to preview it too hard, but it's the intake, the full kind of holistic intake process that we reviewed with you. It's designed and ready to go. We just got to get the team developing on it. So
I'm so excited and I'm so eager, but I just don't want to spill the beans on this webinar. I'll wait till it's finished and we want
okay.
to do it. But I am getting started. And one last thing, friends. I mean, after becoming a managing partner, you will see an Aki 2.0, by the way. Okay, I'm also upgrading just like Connect and with the team, and I'm getting started. So my commitment towards the team and the company has increased. So I'm very excited to be it. And that's why I'm wearing. I made this t-shirt actually, and it says, "You are enough." And that's the truth. So besides Connect, technology, everything, I want you to believe in yourself. Okay. And all you have to say is, I am enough. And that confidence will really help all of us to get to the next level. And it is. So that's why I'll be putting on this t-shirt every now and then, just to remind myself and you that you are enough. And now we have all this resource and we'll make it happen. But once again, Kelly, Jake, thank you so much. I know for the last entire 1 week, you and I and a bunch of other folks, including Hirsch, was on this call to make it happen. And friends, we
Mhm.
are just getting started. You have no idea the power of integrity, the team behind it, the leadership, and they all are so humble and they are here to make sure we become more. And we will become more. Kelly, Jake, will make sure that your
Absolutely.
time is well taken over here and we'll make you proud. Okay, with that, guys, we'll end this
Awesome.
webinar. Unless anything, Kelly, Jake, you have any closing remarks? If not, we'll end. Thank you so much. Have a blessed night. Keep recruiting,
Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.
keep leading, and live a life
Thank
of
you.
significance. Thank you.